we're examining the Feeding Our Future scandal, a case that has rocked the state with allegations of $250 million in fraud. This isn't just about numbers on a page. Top state officials are implicated, and the fallout has triggered a crisis of public trust that continues to unfold.
What you talking about,
sir? No, sir. You now have encountered the truth and you don't like it. Why'd you take their money? Why'd you take their money?
I didn't.
You took $10,000.
No, that's a false statement.
$10,000 9 days after the meeting.
False statement.
You took $10,000. Here's what happened.
The sheer scale of the alleged fraud has left many Minnesotans questioning how such a breach could happen under the watch of those sworn to serve the public. The Feeding Our Future program was originally designed to ensure that children, especially those from low-income families, would not go hungry during the pandemic. But according to prosecutors, what was meant to be a lifeline became one of the largest pandemic-related frauds in U.S. history.
Mr. Ellison, let me start with you. You're the Attorney General of the state of Minnesota. Do I have that correct? That's a yes?
Sir, you're aware of my job. You know the answer to that.
You're not going to answer my questions? Are we going to start this way? Are you the Attorney General of the state of Minnesota, yes or no?
You know the answer.
Mr. Ellison, you're in my courtroom now. You're under oath. So I suggest that you answer my questions. Are you the Chief Law Enforcement Officer of the state of Minnesota, yes or no? Let's try another question. Are you familiar with the $9 billion in historic fraud out of your state, including the $250 million in the Feeding Our Future program alone? You familiar with that? Don't turn to the pages in your book to get your potted answers. Are you familiar with it? Yes or no?
Yes, I am familiar with it.
Very familiar, aren't you? Because the people who ran the Feeding Our Futures program came to you in your official office in the state capitol December 11th, 2021. And asked for your help in getting investigators off their backs. They complained to you for upwards of an hour about state investigators going after them, and they begged you to help them, and you agreed to it, amazingly. And we know you did.
That's not
because
true.
It's all caught on tape.
Yeah,
every single sentence is caught on tape. Here's what you said. Let's take a look. You said, it's not a question. You said to them, send me the names of all these folks who are investigating them. You said to them, send me their names. And I'll take that list, and I'll call the person over at Education who's investigating them and say, what's going on? Why am I getting these complaints? Then he went on to say, I already have my team working on this. What day should we get together to discuss it again? You made pledge after pledge to them. You said, we've got to make sure this guy who's investigating them stops it. You said, you have my attention. I'm concerned about this. You said, let's go fight these people, meaning the people who are investigating the fraud. Why'd you do it? Why'd you help them?
Are you going to let me answer?
Please, we're all ears.
So first of all, you're cherry picking quotes out of there.
Why did you help them?
I thought you were going to let me answer.
Why did you help them?
Are you going to let me answer?
Why did you help them?
You let me answer and I'll answer you.
Tell the truth and I'll let you answer.
I will tell the truth.
Good.
Let's do that.
That'd be a nice change. Why'd you help them?
Now see, Mr. Chairman, I didn't come here to be insulted. I came here voluntarily.
You came here for the truth. Let's have it. Why did you help them? The quotes are here. They're in black and white, and every member of this audience can listen to the recording. It's 54 minutes long. It's all in public. You can Google it right now and listen to it.
And listen to it all.
Why'd you help them?
First of all, I didn't help them.
You did help them.
No, I did not. I certainly didn't.
You're saying you didn't do anything for them. You didn't.
Well, wait a minute.
I already have my team working on this again. That's not you?
I have my team assisted with the information that led to the prosecution and conviction of these people.
No, you didn't. You didn't lift a finger to prosecute them. No, you did not.
No,
you didn't
because
lift a finger
it was a federal prosecution.
You had, BS. You had whistleblowers come to you as early as 2019.
You're the one talking BS.
Hey, listen, it's my time.
Doesn't know what you're talking about, sir.
No, sir. You now have encountered the truth and you don't like it. Why'd you take their money? Why'd you take their money?
I didn't.
You took $10,000.
No, that's a false statement.
$10,000 9 days after the meeting.
False statement.
You took $10,000. Here's what happened. They went to your office.
They
solicited money from you. They solicited help from you.
That's also wrong.
They came to your office. It was your official office. You met with them for 54 minutes.
No,
they asked you for help. You pledged it to them, and they talked repeatedly about money. In fact, it's all they talked about.
That's a lie.
Money, 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 money. They said, we will put our dollars in the right place. We will support candidates that will fight to protect our interests. You replied, that's right. They said, if you are secure in your donor base and secure in your power base, you can act the way you want. You replied, money is freedom. They said the amount of money circulating, I'm reading the transcript, the amount of money circulating in our community today is powerful, and we haven't realizing it in a meaningful way. And you said, give me the specifics. And 9 days later, you took $10,000 from people who were then indicted. It's in your reports. Why'd you do it?
Sir,
was it worth it?
You know what? This is a theatrical performance.
10,000. This is the truth. This is what accountability looks like, of which you've had none. You helped fraudsters defraud your state and this government of $9 billion, and you got a fat campaign contribution out of it. You ought to be indicted.
True. Well,
that's the truth.
I think we've made the point. Let's keep the tenor.
Well,
just
for the record,
I'll ask how I want.
He's lying, and that's the truth.
Oh no, this is all on the record,
no,
sir. Did you bother to investigate where the money that you facilitated their fraud for, where it went? Do you know where it went, what it was used for, the fraudulent money? I do, because we just heard testimony about it yesterday.
Because we were key players in the
hundreds of millions of dollars to terrorist groups, to transnational criminal organizations, to the drug trade, to drug trafficking, to child trafficking. And you took $10,000
That's a lie.
And helped them do it. You know, the other thing is, whistleblowers came to you as early as 2019. Let's look. As early as 2019, whistleblower. Don't talk over me. As early as 2019, it's my hearing, pal. As early as 2019.
Don't call me
whistleblowers came to, well, I should call you prisoner because you ought to be in jail.
Well, we'll see what you can do.
In 2019, whistleblowers came to you in your office and referred to you fraud allegations from Feeding Our Futures, and you blew them off. Listen, your own state newspaper investigated it. The Minnesota Star Tribune, the Partners in Nutrition, brought its concerns to the Attorney General's office in 2018 and in 2019, and you did nothing. You did nothing for years. The only action you took is, once all these fraudsters came to your office and asked you to get involved and offered you money, then you got involved. Then you took the money, and then you got involved.
They did not come to my office. You're completely wrong about that.
You met with them for 54 minutes, and you took $10,000, and they also gave your family money. They gave your family thousands of dollars in campaign contributions in addition to what they gave
false
you.
Statement.
Let's put
this is completely untrue.
The New York Post.
Yeah, we know the New York Post.
Minnesota Keith Ellison, AG, accepted campaign donations from individuals linked to the $250 million COVID fraud scheme after they were in your office. The donations came on December 20th.
Sir,
you met with them on December the 11th, and on January 20th, the FBI knocked over their headquarters.
No.
That's the sequence of events here.
No, it's not.
You've been right at the center of this fraud thing from the beginning, and you've enabled it. And sir, you should resign.
And sir, you should resign. I was thinking the same thing about you.
You should resign.
I was thinking the exact same thing about you.
I'm sure after encountering this truth, you are, because it hurts to have accountability, doesn't it?
Because after this parade of lies and presentation, I think you should be ashamed for misrepresentation.
Time has expired. Senator Moreno.
Unexpected next witness.
Instead of meals reaching hungry kids, millions of dollars allegedly lined the pockets of those exploiting the system, leaving countless children without the support they desperately needed. The scandal's impact has rippled far beyond Minnesota, reaching the halls of the U.S. Senate. There, a heated confrontation erupted between Senator Josh Hawley and Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, highlighting the deep divisions and intense scrutiny now facing state and federal oversight of relief programs. At the heart of this controversy are fundamental questions: who is responsible for ensuring accountability? How did oversight fail so dramatically, and what can be done to prevent the exploitation of programs designed to help society's most vulnerable? Lawmakers and citizens alike are demanding answers as the investigation continues to widen. But this story is about more than just stolen money or bureaucratic failure. It's about broken promises to children who relied on these meals for their daily nourishment. For many families, the program represented hope and stability during uncertain times, hope that was ultimately betrayed. As we dig deeper into this unfolding story, it's important to remember that behind every headline and every statistic are real families and children whose lives have been directly affected. These are the faces and voices that too often get lost in the noise of scandal and politics. Understanding what happened and why is crucial for anyone who believes in the government's responsibility to protect the public good. Only by confronting these failures can we hope to rebuild trust and ensure that help truly reaches those who need it most. To truly grasp the magnitude of the scandal, we first need to understand what the Feeding Our Future program was, and why it mattered so much to so many families. At its core, Feeding Our Future was designed as a safety net, a lifeline for children who might otherwise go hungry, especially during the unprecedented challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. When schools across the country shut their doors to slow the spread of the virus, millions of children lost access to the free or reduced price meals they relied on every day. The federal government responded by expanding meal programs, making it easier for nonprofits and local organizations to step in and fill the gap. To speed up food distribution, the government relaxed many of the usual rules and oversight requirements. They placed their trust in nonprofits and community groups, believing these organizations would act quickly and honestly to get food to those who needed it most. In Minnesota, the Department of Education became the key agency responsible for distributing federal funds. They worked with sponsors like Feeding Our Future, who in turn partnered with local food sites, churches, community centers, and small businesses to serve meals and then submit claims for reimbursement. The entire system was built on trust and the assumption of good faith. Food sites reported the number of meals they served, sponsors compiled those numbers, and the state processed the claims, sending money back down the chain. It was a process meant to be fast, flexible, and responsive to urgent needs. But as the pandemic dragged on, the amount of money flowing through Feeding Our Future exploded. What started as a few $1 million ballooned to nearly $200 million in just 2 years, a staggering increase that raised eyebrows among some observers. This sudden surge in funding, combined with the relaxed oversight, created an environment ripe for abuse. With so much money moving so quickly and so few checks in place, it became all too easy for bad actors to take advantage. Prosecutors now allege that the very mechanisms designed to help children were twisted and exploited for personal profit. Instead of feeding hungry kids, millions of dollars were siphoned away through fraudulent claims and fake paperwork. The betrayal here isn't just about stolen money, it's about a broken promise to care for the most vulnerable during a national crisis. For families struggling to put food on the table, the consequences were real and devastating. This scandal is about more than theft or fraud. It's about exploiting a lifeline that families depended on and undermining the public's trust in programs meant to help those in need. That's what makes this case so profound, and why understanding the origins of Feeding Our Future is essential to understanding the full impact of what happened. Prosecutors say the fraud was both simple and massive. Shell companies posed as food sites, partnering with Feeding Our Future to access federal funds. They submitted fake invoices and meal counts, inventing ghost children to bill the government. Feeding Our Future allegedly took a cut for pushing these claims through. The stolen money funded luxury cars, jewelry, and real estate, not meals for kids. The scheme unraveled in January 2022 when FBI raids exposed the operation. Dozens have since been indicted, making this the largest pandemic fraud uncovered in the U.S. The scandal erupted onto the national stage during a highly anticipated Senate Homeland Security Committee hearing in February 2026. The hearing, already drawing intense media attention, quickly became the focal point of a political firestorm that would dominate headlines for weeks. In a dramatic moment, Senator Josh Hawley confronted Attorney General Keith Ellison directly, his voice echoing through the chamber as he leveled serious accusations. Hawley didn't hold back, charging Ellison with aiding and abetting the very fraudsters at the center of the scandal. Hawley alleged that Ellison had met privately with individuals who would later be convicted, promising to help them fight investigators. He further claimed that, not long after these meetings, Ellison's campaign received sizable donations from those same individuals or their associates, suggesting a troubling pattern of influence and possible corruption. The exchange quickly escalated. Hawley, growing more animated, declared, "You ought to be indicted," a statement that sent shockwaves through the room and left many in stunned silence. Such direct and personal accusations are almost unheard of in a Senate hearing, and the moment instantly raised the stakes, turning a routine oversight session into a dramatic showdown watched by millions. Ellison, visibly frustrated and under immense pressure, struggled to respond fully. The strict time limits imposed by the committee only added to the tension, forcing him to choose his words carefully as cameras captured every reaction. The confrontation didn't end in the hearing room. As Ellison exited, he was immediately surrounded by a swarm of reporters, their questions relentless, demanding answers and accountability. Hawley's attack was meticulously prepared, relying on a trove of documents, an audio recording allegedly capturing incriminating conversations, and a detailed timeline he argued directly implicated Ellison in the scandal. The fallout from this explosive confrontation put immense pressure on Ellison, forcing him to defend not only his actions but his entire reputation as the nation watched closely, waiting for the next development in this unfolding political drama. Hawley's case centers on a December 2021 meeting in Ellison's office with individuals later charged in the fraud. An audio recording captures Ellison saying, "Of course I'm here to help. Let's go fight these people," referring to state investigators. Hawley claims this proves Ellison sided with the fraudsters instead of investigating them. 9 days later, Ellison's campaign received $10,000 from people linked to the scandal. Hawley calls this pay to play. He also alleges Ellison ignored whistleblower warnings dating back to 2018. Hawley paints a picture of not just negligence but active protection of those committing fraud. The accusations suggest a pattern of inaction and complicity at the highest level. Ellison has fiercely denied Hawley's claims, calling them politically motivated distortions. He insists his office helped bring the fraudsters to justice, not protect them. Ellison says meeting with constituents is routine, and his help was about fairness, not obstructing investigations. His office claims no meeting attendees donated to his campaign, and any questionable contributions were returned once the scandal broke. Ellison points to his office's cooperation with federal investigators and actions to shut down fraudulent charities. He frames Hawley's attack as a smear, ignoring the successful prosecutions his office helped achieve. Ellison maintains he's a public servant under political fire, not a conspirator. This scandal isn't just Minnesota's problem, it's a warning for the entire country. It exposes how quickly trust can be broken when oversight fails, especially in crisis-driven programs. The tension between rapid aid and careful stewardship is at the heart of this case. When rules are relaxed, opportunities for fraud multiply. The fallout erodes public trust in government and raises doubts about the integrity of officials. Whether Hawley's accusations are true or not, the damage to public confidence is real. Restoring trust requires transparency and accountability. This is a lesson in civic responsibility. We must demand answers and oversight at every level. The victims aren't just taxpayers, they're the children who went hungry. Our job is to ensure public money serves the public good. As legal proceedings continue, many questions remain. When did officials truly grasp the scale of the fraud? Were early warnings ignored? The full context of Ellison's meeting and the audio recording is still debated. Only a thorough, independent review can clarify whether this was negligence or something worse. Radical transparency and stronger safeguards are needed to prevent future abuses. This scandal should spark reforms in how emergency funds are managed and how whistleblowers are protected. The path forward demands accountability and real change. This isn't just a news story, it's a call to action. The Feeding Our Future scandal tests whether our system can hold powerful people accountable. We must ask tough questions, demand transparency, and insist on clear answers from our leaders. This is about more than politics. It's about protecting public trust. The final outcome depends on investigators, lawmakers, and an engaged public. Will we let this fade or demand a full accounting? The answers will shape our faith in government and the programs millions rely on. It's our duty to stay vigilant and demand justice.